Now, yesterday we saw a landmark Supreme Court observation which has called for an amicable solution between the two parties. They've said out-of-court settlement should be explored if needed. Court could intervene if two parties cannot come for a consensus. Let's take our viewers through the information, what's expected today. What's expected today is this. Now, Babri Masjid Demolition case contempt petition will come up for hearing. Now, what court said yesterday, let's take it out, sort out the issue outside court. That's the observation of the Honorable Court, saying it's an issue of sentiment and religion, and hence this issue can be settled amicably if it's possible. Supreme Court judge can mediate if needed as well. Now, you've seen the words coming out from yesterday's faction. This means the Supreme Court considers the issue pertaining to religious sentiments as well, and wants consensual, negotiated settlement is what they want from this. What's next is Petitioner Subramaniam Swamy has been asked to consult all the parties. March 31st is the date given. Supreme Court has asked Swamy to inform about the decision whether all parties are willing to come to the table. Yesterday we had UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath also saying that if needed, UP government will intervene and ask all parties to form a consensus on building Ram Temple and Masjid. Now, here is where there are different viewpoints also coming in, because attempts of negotiation may turn out to be futile. Waqf Board yesterday said that time for out-of-court negotiation is over. Swamy, though, is optimistic. He's saying there could be a resolution, but Babri Masjid Action Committee says that they only want a legal resolution. Zafar Jalani said we are not ready for an out-of-court settlement at the moment, and that's where the ball is stuck. Now, here is more reactions coming in. So here's what's expected in the court today. The Babri demolition case, and this is very crucial landmark as well. Let's take our viewers through it at the moment, where BJP top brass, you've had LK Advani, Uma Bharti and Murli Manohar Joshi, against whom the cases were filed. Let's play out those graphics as well. Supreme Court is here set to hear the conspiracy charges against the BJP top brass of Advani, Joshi, Uma Bharti, VHP leaders who've been under scanner as well. Technical grounds had dismissed BJP's top brass involvement by Allahabad High Court. Now, the Supreme Court will be hearing the two criminal cases that were filed post-demolition riots as well. They will be hearing whether a CBI trial is needed. CBI had filed composite case on both the cases. Now, let me go across to my colleague Anusha, who is getting us more details on this one. So, Anusha, what's expected in the court today?
As we've been highlighting, yesterday what we saw, the developments in the Supreme Court was pertaining to the civil suit, which is a land dispute on the Ram Janmabhoomi site. Today is a very crucial case, and that is the criminal case against the top brass of the BJP, including the names like Rajnath Singh, LK Advani and Uma Bharti. Now, so far from the Lucknow and the Allahabad High Court bench, what we have heard was that they had given a clean sheet to the BJP top brass on the technical ground that there was certain delay and the concurrence of the High Court was not taken when the entire hearing on the criminal conspiracy was done. There was also a delay in filing the appeal at the Supreme Court against the Allahabad High Court order. So even on that, the Supreme Court has to decide on the maintainability. Can it let go the entire case on a merely technical aspect? And that was the last observation that we saw on March 7th, when the bench said that merely on the technical aspect we cannot let this matter go. Today would be very crucial in deciding whether the Supreme Court will allow a fresh trial to take place, in Allahabad High Court, or whether at the Supreme Court itself, as far as the criminal conspiracy charge against the BJP top brass leaders is concerned. Back to you.
Thanks, Anusha, for joining us on that one. We'll keep a close eye on the developments that are coming from the Apex Court today. Crucial day over the Babri Masjid demolition case. Now, moving on to the other story from Uttar Pradesh, even as Yogi Adityanath talked about Ram Mandir issue, he said that I will try and get all stakeholders together. UP government will work and also intervene if needed. But here is what he's already done. He was in capital yesterday bidding farewell to his parliamentarians and saying that he will focus now in Lucknow. So while traveling from Delhi to Lucknow, he's already started working. You've had cases of slaughterhouses being shut. You've had cases of law and order situation being focused. And in that, it's an interesting step that Yogi Adityanath has taken, forming Anti-Romeo Squad. Well, you heard it right. It's called Anti-Romeo Squad because at 11 districts now, squads are formed to check the eve teasers, to check that there is no eve teasing. 11 zones in Lucknow also set to get the squad. Zonal IGs will supervise these squads. Romeos to be booked under Gunda Act. Post-probe report to be filed in the court as well. And it's all Yogi Adityanath's first step to ensure that women's safety, which is high on his government's agenda, is ensured. So here's what you have in Anti-Romeo Squad. It's called Anti-Romeo Squad as well, which will check eve teasing in the state. Now, around 11 districts initially have been identified to ensure that where are these anti-Romeo squads need to be focused. Also 11 zones in Lucknow to get their squads, and this will have direct supervision of zonal IGs. Let me go across to my colleague Shiv Pujanjana, who is joining us. So, Shiv, how does this work? The anti-Romeo squad right now, and this is coming from a man who talked about love jihad as an MP.